April 15th, formerly known as Tax Day. I guess we got an extension this year.
Again.
Yes.
Yay!
I'm going to thank Stuart for volunteering to be our demonstrator and artist this month for our members meeting. And I'm not going to go a lot into the different things about Stuart. I think everyone received a little bio from Eric. Thank you, Eric, for doing that and setting this up. So without further ado, I'm going to give you Stuart and let him talk about his art and how he came to be what he's doing, and remind us of some of the stuff he's done. He's done some great work that we've been able to observe in the gallery. And I'm going to turn it over to Stuart at this time.
Okay. Let's see. How do I share my screen?
We just have to put it on speaker view, and then it'll be, you're big. If you put it on speaker view, we can see you large.
Can I share my screen though?
Yes. Eric, did you allow that?
There it is. I see it.
Is Eric unmute again?
It has to be enabled.
I think he talks quietly anyway.
Oh, I'm here. You should be able to share.
Okay. Okay. I made a little slideshow.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Thank you.
Can I get rid of myself up in the corner so I can actually see Stuart?
Yeah, put it on speaker view.
She's on her phone,
I'm
so
on my phone.
Are you guys seeing Stuart in full screen?
Yes.
Okay, you should be.
Okay. Where did it go?
I would ask everyone else to mute, please. Mute themselves.
Yeah, I don't talk very loud.
All right. How did he get to be tiny and the rest of the stuff over here big?
Just
I just pushed on his arm again and he's there, and
there.
his arm is there.
He's sharing his screen. That's why.
Can you see my screen?
Did you push something that says crystal clear audio?
We see your Zoom.
Yeah, that's what I've got on my screen instead of people.
You got these little
Screen.
pictures?
No, well, the side, but instead I have that crystal clear audio thing.
So do I.
So how do I get rid of that?
That's a share screen thing.
Yeah, I'm new to this, folks. I'm sorry.
Can we just go back to what we had?
Go on to unshare his screen.
I'm going to stop the share.
Okay, there.
I'm gonna
You
share
got
the
to bring
screen.
it up first, Stuart, on your end, on your computer, and then it'll let you grab it.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway. Share screen. Clay, share. Okay, can you see that?
Yep.
He
Okay.
disappeared.
Ah, there you go.
He
Okay, I
disappeared offline.
wanted to start out by
Sue,
talking.
stop.
Wanted to start out by talking about the different kinds of clay.
Oh, jeez.
This is the cheapest kind. Good old air dry clay.
Can you bring it up bigger?
Oh yes.
Yeah, because all I have is a blank screen practically.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
just get-
have
Probably
a head
if,
and shoulder blank.
If you click on the image, it should open it up bigger.
Is that better?
No.
No, no.
If it's doing it on your end, you'll need to stop screen share and then capture it again.
Okay.
Probably have to open
But
them
you
up.
guys are showing up one at a time now.
That's what
that's
it's supposed to do, Jan. It's what it's supposed to do. It's working right.
Okay.
Be patient.
I'll just talk then. Okay.
You guys just have Stuart's arm,
Mhm.
hand.
I can't see myself.
I'm
sorry,
sure
John.
that's iced tea, Gina.
Oh, yeah.
Lemonade.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mine too.
Let me turn on something so I can see myself. Okay. Come on. It's in use by other apps. Oh, brother.
Ooh,
Where'd you go?
Can you stop me, John, and restart me? Because I can't even see myself. Let's see, view,
I'm,
gallery view.
I see
There I
me.
am. Okay, there we are. Sorry about that. Anyway, what I was going to say is there's various kinds of clay that you can use. And the first is air dry clay, which is the cheapest, but it's also the most fussy because it cracks if it shrinks too fast and you have to keep it moist. And the next kind is this kind of stuff. It's called plastilina. It's not that expensive and you can get it in different hardnesses. What I'm using here is the really soft white, but the clay that I prefer is this stuff.
MSP.
Yeah, it's about $18 a block for a pound, but it's takes detail very well.
Oh my.
Wow, that's neat.
So the kind of clay you use depends on the detail that you need. Like this is fairly small, so it had to have fine detail, so I used the firm clay.
Does it work differently?
Dan, what?
The other kind you were talking about.
The air dry?
Yes.
Yes, this clay does not dry out. It doesn't crack and it doesn't shrink. And it's very mold friendly. So I can mold this and not destroy it in the process.
Got it.
Okay.
I was futzing around trying to find you. So
Now this was a clay sculpture. I did it in about 2 hours just for the fun of it. And then I made a latex rubber mold. And then from that, I was able to cast this.
oh, so you do all those steps.
Yes, I go from clay to mold to casting. And this is the latex.
Okay. Mold builder.
This was $16.99.
You just paint that on?
Yes. It's like that.
Cold cream. Like cold
Look,
cream.
it's
Soft?
a latex rubber. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And if you're
Obviously,
sensitive,
I've never seen any of this, so.
okay. And if you're sensitive to odors, this has an ammonia smell to it. That's what cures it. Now, the kind of mold making material that I prefer is called dragon skin, which is a clear silicone mold, and it's very durable, but it's expensive. It's about $35 for a jar about that size, but it's very, very durable. So here's some projects I did.
Skulls.
Now this is a child's skull. As you age, your body proportions change. So in a child, the eyes are very large compared to an adult. And then I cast it using pewter and plastic.
Pewter and plastic. Huh.
Pewter and plastic. So the shiny stuff is pewter and the other stuff is plastic. And I did it all in one mold. What I did is I poured in the pewter first, so there'd be open spaces, and then I put in the plastic.
What did you use as a model for the child's head?
Lots of photo references I got off the internet.
So you literally sculpted it. You
Yes, from
sculpted the original piece in the clay.
yes. So it went from this to
Yes,
this.
gotcha.
I don't know how long it took me, hours and hours, but I don't remember.
That's all hand, right? Not
Yep.
any tools.
Yes. You know, tools like this and this. This is my favorite tool right here. You know, like artists have their favorite brushes. This is my favorite sculpting tool.
Gotcha.
Did you use 3D pictures or something or photos in order to model it?
Just
Sculpt
photos.
it? Pardon me?
Just photos from the internet, from different views, because the if you notice the top of the skull,
Mhm.
as you can see, it's not round. It's kind of a
Mhm.
teardrop shape.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot by doing this.
Yeah.
And the jaw comes out. And then this one, I did in a kind of like a woodcut style.
Love him.
And I used, I think I actually used my wood cutting tools to carve it.
Hmm.
So you can carve this with whatever you got.
Very cool.
What'd you make the
What
eye?
kind of paint did you use in his eyes?
And this, those are beads.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
So when it's molded and cast, it has that smooth finish like an eyeball.
All right.
And this is a casting.
Oh, isn't that amazing? Mhm.
How many can you pour off that casting? As many as you want? I mean, once you make the mold, how many can you make from it?
As many as you want, especially with the dragon skin, which is very, very durable.
Okay.
This latex will age and eventually become useless. You probably can't see it, but it's getting spots on it as it ages. But this is the cheapest material. It all depends on how many you're doing, how durable you want it. Let's see what else we got here. And then there's this dog.
Oh, he's great.
That's exactly what my dog does.
Yes.
Lays on her
Scratch
back.
my tummy.
Yeah, she lays on her back and acts silly. So that was a great model.
Wonderful.
Is the picture clear on my side? It looks kind of blurry.
It's quite good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What else we got?
So did you have some kind of sculptural training before, or you just literally did this trial and error based on, again, real life and what you saw on the internet?
The interest in sculpting goes back to when I was a kid, and my mother bought me a clay kit for sculpting a horse, and it had modeling clay and a styrofoam form for the horse. I was actually kind of disappointed because I thought it was going to show me how to sculpt a whole horse instead of just sticking clay on a form. But I took that modeling clay and I used it over and over for years. That's how I got started.
Amazing.
And then this is one I've been working on. You've probably already seen it on my other.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the inspiration behind that piece and like the skull? Looks almost like medical stuff.
I just love studying anatomy.
Okay.
Yes, it's an endless learning. There's always something new that I've never seen before.
Fat.
What?
I said fat. They're all healthy and good looking, but then there's those layers of fat we have.
Well, one of my sculpture heroes is Michelangelo.
Ah,
And, you know, all his figures are perfect.
Mhm.
Optically speaking, yes. That's a word.
Except for the ones he didn't finish.
Ah, oh, I
Sweet.
love it.
Now this is a resin plastic. It's a two-part plastic. Oops, there we go.
It's cute.
And the same one can be done with, this is flocked. So he's fuzzy.
Mhm.
That's just a technique we use.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just, I put I spray it with the spray tack and then you like puff the flocking on it and it sticks.
Hmm.
Like a Christmas tree flocking or something, right?
Sort of, yeah. I mean, you've seen the animals that are fuzzy feeling, same thing.
Right.
This is out of pewter.
Oh,
No, actually, that didn't come from the same mold. This was a special high temp rubber, but it
ah,
was same original model. It's heavy.
It's pewter.
Yes, so it's got silver in
So
it.
what do you have to do? You have to heat the pewter then to pour it into your mold?
Yes, I have a hot pot that takes the metal up to melting point, and then I pour it in the mold. And it's a little more advanced than that, but you know, that's the basic idea.
Mhm.
And the silicone molds can take that heat, huh?
Yes.
Cool.
Let's see what else we got.
What's the name of your dog?
I generally don't name my figures. Sorry.
A live one.
Let's see
dog.
what's-
What else?
Yeah. And then this is one I've been working on.
So a torso.
Oh,
Now this is the rib cage
Uh-huh.
portion. Now the basic I'm trying to make a doll about this size, which
Okay.
is the size of a Ken doll.
ah,
So I was actually a graphic artist for 13 years. And one of the tricks you learn in graphic arts is you make something, if you want to draw a logo and you want to make it nice and sharp, you draw it really big.
Mhm,
And then you do a camera shot and shrink it down.
mhm.
And it makes it really, really sharp. So the idea is all the little flaws and this will go away once it's shrank down. And this was actually a Halloween skeleton.
Oh, really?
Yes. I took it apart.
Mm-hmm.
Now, most Halloween skeletons are so accurate. But this Halloween skeleton, the back was very flat, so I had to fill that in. This is the way the spine should be, nice and curved.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we all wish for.
yeah, right. Goes the other way.
And so I have these models as well to give me visual reference.
So from the mold, you said shrink it down. You just keep taking pictures of it and shrink it down that way, or how do you do that?
That I'm transitioning from traditional molding and sculpting to digital. Even though my presentation today is about traditional. So let me show you these others.
So you're gonna print in 3D? Is that what you're thinking about now?
Yeah, I have a 3D printer.
Okay.
Ah,
Oh,
So
okay. Now I understand where you're going.
3D printer, then you can do the molding and then the casting all from those, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So like, here's a print of the dog.
wow.
Literally, that came out of the printer.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Granted, this takes 2 or 3 hours depending on the complexity.
Uh-huh.
We need one of those at the gallery.
How much,
not.
how long does it take to sculpt the original one? The one out of the mold, the clay?
Like this one,
Yeah.
I don't know, 8 hours, something like that.
So it's a lot faster than to go through the computer, huh?
So what I did with this is I sculpted it
Uh-huh.
and I molded it and I cast it. This is actually a casting. This is
Mhm.
before I went digital.
Uh-huh.
So I scanned my casting
Oh, okay.
and then I printed it. So I eliminate the molding process.
Oh, okay.
So the cost is time. This took about 2.5 hours to print.
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
3D
Actually,
printing is slow.
you
Go
have
ahead.
to, so you can
At
actually
this moment.
and get that kind of definition out of it. You're
Yes.
Wow. And the computer will do the work of doing the 3D part of it?
Yeah. Well, I bought a scanner,
Yeah.
which wasn't cheap,
Well, 3D scanner, right?
a 3D scanner.
Okay.
So it spins it on a table and does laser scans and all that, and it makes a 3D model from it.
Then do you have to do much cleaning up on the computer once you scan stuff, or is it pretty accurate?
It's very accurate.
Oh,
Mhm.
nice.
I mean, it's 1-to-1 size exactly.
Mhm.
But once the model is in the computer, I can clean it up and I can alter it.
Okay.
I can smooth out detail, put in detail, whatever I want.
Oh.
Now this is all traditional. Let me go get one of the models that I used.
Well, that 3D printing thing is really cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've seen it form my tooth,
Yeah.
but that's it. And
Yeah.
it was ugly.
This is the original model,
Mhm.
which you can see is him.
Mm-hmm.
And
Uh-huh.
Ah,
so that was a mold and a cast.
Got it. Mhm.
And so I can also scan this model in and change them. Change the pose, change the body, whatever I want.
Okay. So
how
what,
different does the scanner look from a regular scanner?
She thought she'd get in the picture there.
Yes.
Let me take a chance and see if I can bring up a picture of that from the internet for you.
Okay.
See if this works this time.
what's the story on your sculpture there on the desk while you're looking it up?
Yeah.
You mean this guy?
Yeah. what's the story there?
Oh, yes, that's a good story. When I was about 4 or 5 years old, I almost drowned.
Oh, that's not so good.
So it's kind of biographical, except an angel didn't rescue me. It was my grandfather.
He was an
Okay.
angel then.
Human
I,
age.
f- I fell in and he reached out and plucked me out. And it was close.
Mm.
Mm.
Let's see.
Stuart, I have a question for you.
Yes.
While you're looking that up, I don't know why I missed the point of you doing the 3D digital scanner. Is it so you can make more molds from that, or make your mold? Because I know it's a sculptor, you're actually doing it,
Mhm.
and I know you're not using the 3D as your art, right? Is that to make a mold later, or what?
Well, having a 3D digital process, I can eliminate the mold process. Plus,
Okay.
I can shrink and enlarge and also change without having to sculpt it all over again.
Okay, I don't know how I missed that. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to try and share my screen again. Look out. Oh, screen.
Can you use photographs?
Can you see that?
Yes.
Yes.
That is my 3D scanner. And yes,
Oh,
it's that much money.
Oh, where does the object go? On the black thing in the round?
Yes, that is a turntable.
Oh, and
And-
oh,
there's the orange thing?
Yes, this is the orange thing is the camera and the laser,
Okay.
and the object goes on the black turntable. and then you put a fabric hood over it, and it scans it. It takes about an hour.
Wow.
That's a camera lens cost.
Fabulous.
So, and that is what a 3D scanner looks like. Okay. Well, we're
Can you make a solid object from scanning in 3D photos of it?
You mean go from a photo to a 3D object?
Yeah.
I currently can't, no.
I mean, is that possible or what? Is it?
It's possible. I don't
Yes,
have
it
that
is.
tech.
I mean, it is possible, but that's what they do with cars. You know, first they're drawing them now on a computer screen, but then there are programs, CAD CAM kinds of things
Mm-hmm.
that can take that and convert it to 3D. That again, you know, you're not molding clay anymore. Now you're sculpting in the computer to get to a 3D thing.
Yes.
But those
Wow.
are super expensive.
Yeah, that's another process. Let me give you an idea of what a 3D printer looks like. This won't be my printer exactly, but it gives you the idea. This is a 3D printer.
Oh,
And
so
also
it
there,
looks nothing like a regular one.
no,
Okay.
and they're not that expensive. It's just that they take a long time.
What about the product you use? The plastic, is that expensive? I mean, do you buy like the block, like the size kind of you want, and then it cuts it from a block, or how does it?
That is a good question. Let me show you what that looks like.
Or does it make it like, I've seen some that kind of put out like a bead and can do.
This is what it's a filament. That's what it's called. And it
Okay.
comes out in a extremely long string, I guess you could call it. So it spools off the spool through the printer and prints.
So it isn't a block then, it's actually making it.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And then I saw there's other colors too, huh?
Yes. All kinds of colors.
Can you specify on the computer to change the colors during the printing process, or is it?
Depends on the printer. My printer is one color, so it's whatever spool you put in there is what you get.
Can I see the printer again?
Sure.
So what what binds it all together?
Heat.
Oh, it is heat. So okay. So you don't have to put in any type of adhesive or anything like that. It's just heat activated. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a low temperature plastic that melts.
I don't know why I thought these were thousands of dollars. I can't believe that's
Yeah.
$300.
Yeah, that's
That's amazing.
It's not bad.
Like,
Now,
Is it limited on size of things
Yes.
you can make in there?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
The size of the output and the price are complementary.
Okay.
The one I got can print out a maximum of, I think it's 6.5 by 6.5,
Oh,
which is about the same size as the scanner scans.
right.
pretty
And
cool.
there are two kinds of 3D printers. This is called an FDM, filament, whatever. And then there's this kind, which is called a resin printer.
What kind?
This is called a resin printer.
Resin. Okay.
What this does is it uses a photosensitive resin, which is exposed to a light in the bottom. And this platform generally raises up and prints it. But even though they're fairly cheap, the output size is smaller. And I actually got one of these just recently to test it out. Stop share.
is it like most printers, the expense is in the filament and the like the cartridge and ink is in a printer? That is cool.
Well, that's wonderful detail.
This is a casting of rubber that I did, and I scanned it in, and this is a resin print.
Oh wow.
Huh.
So the
Yeah,
original-
wonderful detail.
Yes.
Hmm.
Now, you probably can't see it on the camera, but this FDM print has flaws in it because what it does is it lays it down line by line, so it doesn't have an absolutely perfect smooth finish. But the resin ones have no lines at all.
Huh.
So that's a
But
bit-
yes. So in answer to your question, the expense is, yes, it's in the filament or the resin, as it may be. The resin, it's about a bottle like that.
Mhm.
It's about $20, and a spool of filament is about $20. But you get a lot more print out of the filament than you do the resin.
Now, can you go back and fix those lines with that filament by some kind of like heating it yourself and filling them in or stuff?
You can sand it,
Okay.
and then there's also a coating that Smooth On makes that you paint on there, and it smooths it out. And this is hollow, by the way.
Hmm.
It's very, very light.
That's a way to mass produce your stuff.
Yeah,
You know,
like,
you're not
the-
one of the lines anymore. So
yeah. The expense is time and the filament. Let me see if I can bring up my 3D scanner software so I can show you some scans.
So I have a question for you.
Oh,
Your original carving, sculpturing
Mhm.
of the dog was solid, right? But
Yes.
when you scan it in, how does it doesn't?
It's just scanning the outside surface.
Okay, so that means everything is hollow that's scanned in.
Yes, even though it has a matrix in it to give it support. Let me see here.
Okay.
Where's the dog? Where's the dog? Okay, where's the
It's
dog?
hard to wrap your head around.
Yes.
This is printing. Where is the filament coming from? Where is the filament coming to do this?
It threads through a tube into a heated head that it pushes it out of.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I can share my thing here. Come on back.
Does the filament, when it's heated and pouring into whatever shape it's printing, does it work in one area? Like let's say, does it print the head of the dog and then move to some other part? Or does it work kind of like our printers that print a row at a time,
Print a row at a time. That's a good analogy.
is it hard to learn the programming you needed to do for it?
The quickest to go from model to printing is a resin printer.
No, but I mean the computer part of it.
Did you guys get quieter? My ear plugged up again.
I don't know.
No, the computer program you're using to digitize and do your adjustments
There
to.
we
What
go.
program is it?
It depends on the printer. There is a free version of what it is when you have a model,
Mhm,
it needs to slice it into different layers
mhm,
because it does one layer at a time.
yeah.
Oh,
So the software is called a slicer.
Oh, okay. Is it hard to learn and manipulate? Like you said, you could change angles and stuff like that. Is it really hard to? What's the learning curve on learning the program, I guess?
Well, there's a couple things. The slicer will take a model, whether
Uh-huh.
you scanned it in or you got it off the internet or whatever, and it'll slice it up and send it to the printer.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you want to modify the model itself, then you have to take it into another program.
Oh, okay. What's that program?
It depends on how much you want to do with it. And there's some free ones,
Uh-huh.
which I don't know quite how to use yet. One is called Mesh Room.
I mean, I guess my question is, you probably used Photoshop Is it Photoshop hard or is it Pages hard, like on a Mac?
I've been using 3D programs for so long, it's hard to gauge.
Think back,
Or
how
is
long
it
did it take
Illustrator
you?
hard?
Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a 3D scan of the dog.
Okay.
Amazing.
It is amazing. But this one, you wouldn't do any modifications in this program, right?
Not in this program. This is just for scanning.
Okay.
Let's see what else we got here. This is a sculpture I did way back in the 90s.
Wow.
Very, very simple. And it was modeling clay, latex mold, and then resin. This metal heart was a recent addition. That wasn't, I just threw that on there in the last year. So as you can see, the scan does a pretty good job.
If you were kind of comparing, which I know you can't, bronze sculptures and these kinds of sculptures, could you say start with this kind and then I don't know how to do a bronze either, but is there a way to take this and go to bronze or whatever material it would go to?
Well,
Say you have the biggest scanner in the world and you're trying to do a Russell.
Russell.
Yeah.
Let me show you. You've probably already seen the sculpture, but let me show you. Let's see. It's hard to know. This guy.
Yeah.
Ah, no, I haven't. I was probably gone.
He was in the gallery for a while, I think.
Quite a while.
And this is actually one of the images that was attached in the invitation.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Ah,
Now, as you can see, it looks like bronze. Oops, sorry. But it's
there.
not. It is
Okay.
it's something called cold casting.
Oh.
Like, see how metallic that looks?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's resin, but it's coated with metal. So it looks like bronze.
Ah.
Now, if you wanted to do a larger sculpture of that, would you scan portions of it that'll fit the scanner and then enlarge them and do it in 3 parts, let's say, or 3 pieces? Or how would you do that to make it larger?
Like this one. See how I split?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's because I had to scan them in 2 pieces.
Okay.
Move your camera around a little bit so we can see your work area. We're seeing your other computer.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, I see. Now, can you do that digitally and get it and then send it out to places that can do bigger model sizes? Like, are there companies out there
Yes.
that
Yes.
you say, I want a 5-foot statue, using that design?
You can do that.
Okay.
It wouldn't be cheap, but you could. So that's another advantage of having the scanner is you can send them a digital file,
Ah.
which can be enlarged and
Like
shrank and whatever.
Yeah. Well,
Good guy.
that kind of opens up your world of what you can do with your artwork, huh? Like you can
Definitely.
make a small one and then create all different kinds of things.
Well, mostly I can get away from the expensive mold material.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
What do you do with your artwork? I mean, do you sell it or what are?
I put it
What
in
are
the
you doing?
gallery.
Where?
Right. And but do you have other work that you do or is this supporting you?
This is not supporting me.
Most
No.
You are supporting it.
My day job is IT work, which
Oh.
pays well, which enables me to buy all this stuff.
It's neat.
Oh.
For years, I said I didn't have a car payment, I had a camera payment.
We all have our toys.
Those are wonderful, Stuart.
Thank
Really,
you.
really wonderful.
Let me try this again. Okay, photos.
I have another question if I can.
Can you see that photo?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's what I wanted to
Oh,
do.
yeah.
This was the clay model. Oh, there's the dog. See?
Oh,
His pose.
Your model.
He's my model.
He's a little skinnier in his other one.
yeah,
I like that sculpting.
And
yeah.
this one is in the gallery right now. So
Mhm.
this is the clay original,
Mhm.
and this is the casting. As you can see, it's just plain white,
Mm-hmm.
but I antiqued it.
Okay.
Let's see, is that in there?
Okay.
Can you see the new photo I just brought up?
No, still see.
Okay,
You saw it for a sec.
let's go back.
See dog.
See all photos, blah, blah, blah. Well, there's a good close-up.
Yeah.
So as you can see, it looks like metal, but it's just that plain white resin.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Did
Well,
they
this is-
develop this scanner and stuff for things like this, or was it the medical field or aeronautical field?
I don't understand the question.
Well, the artist is using it now. What was it first used for or conceived for?
3D scanners?
Mhm.
I don't know. There's actually a website out there. I forgot the name of it, but they went around the world and scanned classical sculptures and put them on a website so you can actually print them out yourself.
Really?
So you can print out your own David or
Yeah.
whatever.
Send me a lot of trinkets.
We're using it for prosthetics, making
Oh.
prosthetics for people.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. 3D printing and scanning is pretty cool.
Doing 3D casts, when people break their arm, with 3D casts with holes in them so it breathes and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And teeth.
And this is that sculpture, and this is in the gallery.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
What's the story on this guy? He doesn't look like he's happy.
He's not. He's getting splashed with cold water.
Yeah.
Okay.
His little brother's
And,
playing a trick on
his
him.
friend is helping that.
Yeah, his little brother's playing a trick on him.
Ah,
And if you can see in his hand, there's his cell phone, which he's trying to keep dry.
Oh.
oh, no, I didn't. I missed that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, there it is right there.
Very cool.
Now the fountain I made completely by hand
Mhm.
using a putty. And the
My.
wall was some styrofoam bricks with some texturizing. And the water was actually a clear rubber.
Oh,
Yes, it's a rubber. And here's the original dog and the print of the dog.
Mhm.
And then of course the proportions, which we all need for sculpting.
Mhm.
Yeah, he doesn't look happy.
no, he doesn't.
He's not
I
supposed
hate to
to.
say what he
Not
looks like.
autobiographical also.
This was the first sculpture I put in the gallery, and this was what, 2018?
Mhm. It's wonderful.
And I started out doing base relief sculpture like this.
Mhm.
And the advantage of base relief is you can get a lot of characters in a limited space.
Right.
And then this is the angel I was talking about. That is the, okay, that is a casting, and that is the latex mold. That is the casting, and then that is the finished product. So you can make plaster look like anything you want. That was just a wax-like stain that you can buff to look like metal.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Cool.
So it's painted basically with that
Yes.
metal after. It's not a part of the heat process in making it.
Yes. Cold cast, the process that I'm using is called cold cast bronze. It's cold because there's no heat involved. It's just basically a metallic powder based coating.
Oh.
Now let me see if I can dig up a video of a 3D printer in action. That might help you guys understand it better.
So if you have say you start the process and print and say the power goes out, can you just restart?
Some of them you can, yes.
Just takes over where it left off. That's cool.
So let me get past this ad. Give me a minute.
It
There.
sure helps to have the explanation of
Yes.
how you're forming your sculptures.
Right.
So let me share the screen and advance to the part where they're actually printing.
Started out, they were $5,000 some at first. The printers, the big ones.
If you want an industrial size one, yeah. So this is that's the model in the slicer program. That is a printer. That is a speeded up version of what 3D printing looks like. Of course, that one looks like it's going very badly. It doesn't usually do that.
Making a net of some kind, right?
Yeah, that's a print that went bad. Yeah, a big blob.
Oops.
So filament printers can be a learning curve for sure, because they can be very finicky.
We say our brushes are finicky. So that's fair.
Yes. Well, that was a boring video.
Yeah, that didn't work very well. That's all.
Okay.
Do you have to clean the printer after you've used it? Is there residual material in it?
Here's a good picture. As you can see, the filament, come on, go away. Okay, go away. Ads everywhere. Okay, so the filament goes through a nozzle. And there's one doing it right there. And it's kind of small, but see how it's going back and forth?
Uh-huh.
It does it one layer at a time. Think of like stacked pieces of paper.
Okay.
So it does another layer, another layer, another layer, another layer. So it does it in flat layers. And this is the spool up here, which goes through the nozzle. So as far as your question is cleaning up, there's nothing to clean up.
Hello.
That sounds wonderful.
So that is basically how a 3D printer works.
Cool.
I don't know what he's doing. Okay. Any other questions?
Oh, that was fascinating. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
So,
just a big thank you for showing us, because you don't appreciate the whole, by looking at, you can appreciate the art, the finished art, but you appreciate it more when you understand
Yeah.
how it
Mhm.
was actually made.
Yes. And I just started my digital switchover within the last month. So I've only had my printer a month about. So the main idea is to have a digital model that I can manipulate, resize, and eliminate the mold.
Mhm.
I didn't hear when somebody asked you, do you sell these? Are you selling them on any media? Or are you think you're still practicing, which you'll do forever? Because you'll find a new technique and then you've got to learn that one, and you just keep going on.
I don't really concentrate on sales. I just concentrate on enjoying the work. And if somebody wants to buy it, that's even better.
Yeah.
But as far as your question goes, I'm not selling on any websites or anything like that.
Do you have enough finished product to do that? You just haven't gotten to it, or I know you're at the still learning stage because you keep learning different and higher
Mhm.
things. You'll probably never stop that.
No. Well, these large sculptures I have, they're not exactly something you can send through the mail. I mean, you got to be in person to pick them up. But of course, the 3D printing stuff, that's a little bit better.
Ah, okay.
I'm curious about that first one that you got the award where it was in a picture frame, okay?
Yeah.
But when you carved that, I mean, when you sculpted it, do you sculpt it? I mean, it's flat. It's only half there. So do you have a slab that you build out, or do you have a slab that you carve? Yeah, that one.
Mhm.
But do you put pieces on it to build it out, or do you carve it down?
I did it in layers. Like the wings are in the back, so that was the back layer. And then I put the body over that, and then I put the wings over the one arm and the sword behind the head.
Okay.
And it was all clay. It was done probably on a piece of glass, if I know myself.
So the snake or the serpent would be separately formed and then put on.
Yes.
Okay. I can understand that.
Yes.
Yeah, I got that one too.
I like it. Thanks.
Sure.
Do you put anything behind it to keep it raised?
This
Does
is
that make sense? Like copper, where you put something to keep it pushed out?
This is a plaster casting.
Okay, all right.
And the casting itself has thickness to it to add the backing.
Okay.
And then I painted it different colors to give it a metallic finish. And actually, the snake was like an afterthought. Let's fill the space with something. Okay, let's throw a snake in there. It worked out pretty good. I don't often have a complete picture of what I'm going to do before I do it. I just have a beginning of an idea, and then I let the idea lead me on.
Uh-huh.
Like in this particular one, I redid his hips because they weren't twisted enough, so I cut out the hip section and threw in another section. Being clay, I can do that. So sometimes I have a clear vision of what I want, sometimes not. And like the fountain boy, the one in the gallery now, that was I just had a vision of somebody getting wet. I don't know. And then it went from there. It was, the original idea was two brothers horsing around having fun, somehow involving water. And this was actually a second version. I did an original first version, but it
Just a minute.
wasn't what I wanted. So then I redid it with new figures. The only figure that was original to the first piece is the little boy. I redid the pomp. I redid this figure completely. And I put it on this marble cutting board base.
Do you ever break those molds if you don't like them, or do you just hang on to them to see how you progressed or what you might have done then that you could use now?
If I really hate a mold, I'll just get rid of it. I've got boxes of molds.
Like boxes and boxes of paintings, yes.
Yeah, we all know what that's like.
Yeah.
Are you going to talk about your weaving tonight?
So we're already at 7:30. So I don't know how much longer we have because we've been an hour already. Not to cut Stuart short, I would love to hear that, but I don't know if we were.
I think that would have to be another time, another subject.
Yeah. Make another appointment.
Good.
How
You can
many,
have next
how
month
how
if you
many
want.
hours a day do you do this?
I sculpt probably an hour a day, more on
Oh,
weekends,
okay,
because I work full time.
right.
I can only do this after work,
Yes,
and it keeps me sane. Really, it's very relaxing.
Nice.
you don't have to know any measurements, do you?
Can you clarify that?
If you know you want him 8 inches high, do you
Mhm.
have to feed the machine anything to tell it to make him 8 inches high? And
Yes. Yeah, you tell it how big you want the model to be, what the angle is you want them to print at, and all that stuff.
okay, I just flunked out.
I'm going to bring up my slicer program in the background and show you. Give it a minute. This is the free version. This is the most popular free version out there. It's called Cura. It's pretty thorough. And I also have a paid version of another program which has slightly better features. And that's called Simplify 3D. Okay. Alrighty then. See if I can switch over here. Okay, there we go. This is Cura. And let me bring in a model. Now this model you're about to see, I did not sculpt. And then when I slice it,
Oh, you tell it where to slice?
the software does it. So you can see the individual layers. So it prints it layer by layer by layer going upwards.
Cool what they can do now.
Yep, they're pretty neat.
Yeah.
And that's what a slicer program looks like.
Nice.
Would you like to
Good
see the other
job.
program? Would you like to see the other program?
Sure.
So let's see, Simplify 3D. This is a paid software and it's about 150 bucks. So let me show you this. But it's well worth it. It has features that I need because I want to be at the professional level. This is that torso you saw me working on.
Right.
This was an earlier version of it where the back is really flat. There you go. This is how it prints.
Oh,
Layer by layer by layer. Building it up, building it up. Does that make more sense
so it
now?
does the whole thing at one time rather than the front and then catch up with the back. It does it all of it.
Yes, layer by layer. And it also fills in the inside. This model is solid on the outside, but hollow on the inside, but it fills it in with these grids, so it gives it strength.
Oh, okay.
And then over here in the rib cage, it puts its supports. So when it's printing at an angle, it has something to rest on.
Like an armature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are these all separate programs? Wondering if Adobe has gotten into making some of these programs for the Photoshop person, or
This isn't like a Photoshop kind of thing. 3D software is a whole different animal. And let me show you one more program. Now that one model I showed you came from a free program called DAZ Studio. Now, technically, I don't have the rights to print the model, but I did because it was a really good reference. DAS Studio
Oh,
has.
we'll never do that.
Let me bring up a model here. Okay. Let me come back here. Getting better at this. Okay, come on back. Okay, then go there. Full screen, share screen. And there we go. This is DAS Studio. And this is a model that comes with the program.
Wow.
So this is how 3D programs work. It's a 3D object that you can spin around and pose when it wants to. So I can pose them any way I want and export them as a model. But this is really good for reference. You know, like the shape of the ears and the shoulders and all that. So this is a good program for reference.
Can you make them stand up?
Yes, I can.
Question I had too. How much?
Oh, rats, I closed the poser.
If they pull him by his hair.
Well, you don't have to do it. I was just curious if you,
Yes.
if the program allowed you to.
Yes, I can pose them any way I want.
I see. Great. That's just super.
There you go.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It's wild.
And that is that. So I have all kinds of tricks up my sleeve.
Yes, you do. That's
Well,
super.
So as you can see, a 3D program is considerably different than Photoshop.
Right. I just figured at some point they would encroach on the 3D thing and come up with something that you could do through Adobe.
I wouldn't doubt that they've already done that.
Probably.
And it'll be expensive.
Yes.
Any questions I can answer?
I was gonna say we have about 5 more minutes, I'd say. Do you have any last minute questions for Stuart? And then I have something I'm gonna close with in the last minute. So,
Okay.
but any last minute questions?
My bad.
Oh, very good. Thank you.
So to give you a little bit of my background, I had a very talented mother who could sketch like crazy, but she never showed it to anybody. And I really thought that was sad. So I decided I'm going to take my talent and I'm going to show people my stuff because I don't want to die with a book in a shelf that nobody ever saw.
Excellent.
That's why I'm out there showing it to people.
Wonderful.
Great.
Kudos to you.
And I started sculpture only about 3 years ago. Seriously, started it. Before that, it was watercolor and oil. And the reason I'm in the gallery is the nice people at the senior center I used to hang out with back when it was open said, "Oh, you should be in the gallery." Right,
Is
Carolyn?
that the one across the street on the corner?
No,
No.
it's
No, Heritage, which is on Racetrack.
it's been closed for the last
Oh.
year. Very encouraging bunch of people, but that's why I'm in the gallery.
Super. We're glad you're there.
Thank you.
We love bringing in talent.
Mhm.
And so Carolyn seen my progress from starting out to where I'm at.
You ever go back to watercolor and oil just to break the?
Well, once I get into something, I stay pretty focused on it.
Well, you're
Is
still
that-
using that talent painting them, aren't
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Those are.
Super.
I learned a lot today.
Me too.
Cool.
Thank you for showing us. It was very interesting.
You're most welcome.
Yes,
And now,
Enjoyed it.
and now you all know what 3D printing is.
Yes.
Much.
We'll come to you when we need 3D printing.
Yes.
Do you do teeth?
Uh,
Actually, it was a TMJ mold that they did for me on the 3D printer.
no, I've not done teeth.
Aren't you fortunate?
Again, thank you, Stuart, for volunteering last month for this month, I should say. And it was quite interesting. I think everyone learned something, and there's more to it than we thought. More than just throwing a lump of clay on a platter and getting some tools out.
Yes.
There's quite a bit involved.
Yes, this is not pottery.
No, this is not pottery. Now, if I can, I would like to ask for a volunteer for next month. Our meeting is going to be on, I think, the 20th of May. That will be our, and then I don't know if are we going to do June, July, and August? I don't remember. In the past years, we've not done the summer months. So,
Partly because of the heat and the fact that a lot of people leave during the summer months.
right. So, I don't know if that's going to change this year, if we're still going to be under the way we are now. If we can still do Zoom, and we can join from anywhere, actually watch from
Right.
anywhere. So that's something we can talk about in another meeting. But as far as May goes, do I have any volunteers to show your artwork and to show you what you the behind the scenes of what you do?
Chris could do resin.
What's that?
I said Chris could do resin. I missed that one.
Well, we haven't had that one for quite a while, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you
And,
do,
and boxes. She does great boxes. And
cigar
Vicky
box.
does too.
And Jan, I hear you're quite the artist yourself.
Oh, there are days.
Well, if I tell you what, no one has to say anything right now, but if you'd like to get a hold of me, and then what we could do also, if we can do it in the next couple days or so, we can get our information. And I think also Stuart, he got his information to me. I got it to Carolyn. It went to the brush strokes. He got it to Eric. People had an idea ahead of time. This was a nice showing. 14 people today. Thank you for being here. But if you like to get a hold of me, and then we can plan something out for Thursday, May 20th.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd love to see what everybody else does.
I didn't hear Chris unvolunteer, so yeah.
I think she's still in
You
mode.
think you have to have, a camera, right, and all that kind of stuff. So that kind of limits certainly me. But and a microphone.
We can get that figured out. That won't be a problem, Jan, if you want to do it. We'll set it up. We'll get you set up if you really want to do it.
Oh, okay. Let's talk.
We'll talk.
We'll do lunch.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't have anything else. Any other questions or last minute things before we close out?
No, would you put it on email so I can get it on my computer? It didn't come up on my computer at all.
Okay, mine did not. The link didn't come up on mine either. So I just wrote the numbers down and went in under Zoom. I just looked up Zoom, join a meeting, and then put the numbers in. So
It wouldn't let me, but okay. But it went in on the phone.
Okay, good.
I just clicked on it. So
good. Okay. Eric, again, thank you for setting that up, and for again, everyone being here. And I don't think anything else. We'll close this out.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you
Thanks,
all.
Stuart. It was great.
Night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Now I have to figure out how to turn it off, right?
Just did end call.
Yeah.
Hi, Gina. Hi, Eric.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, you're
Hello.
running
Hold on, let me-
crazy.
Here we are. Oh, hey, it's always the three of us. Hi.
No, it always is. I just
What
running
else
crazy
going on?
Pennsylvania last week, and well, actually, until Tuesday. And let's see here. I started a new job today,
Oh, good. What are you
Yeah.
doing? What are you working at?
part time, doing rehab part time.
Oh, okay.
So, but I picked up some photo stuff. An editing job and a couple photo shoots and a small documentary coming up. So
Nice. Hey, John.
I would like to do something since you guys are on here. I think it'd be nice for us to do something in May if you want to, one or two or three of us, because it's right before the show.
Do what?
Do something on like the member meeting about photography. It's right before, like, because I know you do some stuff, Gina, that I couldn't even imagine doing, as far as like how you're. Eric, you there? Okay, but some of the magic you do with your artwork. So, again, that's just way past my ken, as they say.
Or do my magic on it. I'm just so busy with my other life right now. It's just not even fun to dig in. I mean, all my fun stuff like this and the art. I haven't done artwork since December. I mean, very like I've done like maybe 2 pieces, So I'm just right now. It's one of the first things that leaves when I get busy with other stuff. Unfortunately,
I know. Same. I'm debating either myself.
I'll do a demo or something, but I don't want to do it right now. I'm still overwhelmed. So,
I went to Pennsylvania. I never even got my camera out of the bag. I mean,
yeah.
seriously, never did. I took a couple pictures with my phone in the clouds when we were flying back and forth, and it just was so chaotic and so fast. Like I said, I never took the camera out of the bag, even. So
I get it. You're busy. Did you
yeah.
get it all done?
What's that?
Did it get all done?
No,
Oh,
no. Mostly. Thank God, my two of my brothers and my one sister did a lot of stuff before I got there, and then the other 4 didn't do anything. So they didn't even show up for help with the sale. So we were kind of glad, because I don't know if we all had bail money or not. So it's better they didn't show up. So, but we got some things sold, got some things taken care of. I ended up bringing a small box of stuff home on the plane.
yeah.
So it's gonna go on. It's gonna keep on going on, for a while. So anyway, but my interview for my job, part of it was in the airplane going out, and then the next day I got there, and then the rest of it was I was walking through Walmart. I'm interviewing on the phone.
You're multi-talented.
Yeah, I mean, really, So the job's part time. We'll see. Well, it's kind of hard to get up in the morning now and go to do something I thought I was retired from. So
Oh, I know. I know the feeling. I had to put on my class blues today. My class A's, they're called. Oh my
you look good today. You look in the hair. My goodness.
Well, it's funny because I got a lot of compliments on Facebook when I looked better, but nobody's really saying anything right now. I don't know. Maybe I didn't style it as good.
It's your lighting. It's your lighting.
Yeah, it's I'm still
I
getting.
wanted to put Hubba Hubba on there, but I didn't know how.
Oh well.
You
Hey,
look good. I liked it. I like it.
I'm getting in touch with my roots.
Me too.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, I'm gonna probably go. I'm
Yeah, me too.
tired. I was up early today. My ex-husband wanted to get there an hour early. I'm like, really?
Oh, is that who was in the old guy in the picture?
Yeah, that's my ex-husband.
Well, you aged him.
7 years older, smart ass. Yes, he would probably say that that is the truth.
No, it's not. I didn't think it was your husband's name is Mike, right?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was never a firefighter though, right?
No, he was a construction worker, carpenter.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. So I've gone from firefighter to carpenter. It's actually a step up because carpenters can do more around the house.
Yeah. I won't make the joke about wood and everything. I'll just let that one go.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
That's one of those ones that then probably say we could say this, but we won't.
Yeah. I got him a shirt that says, "You can't fix stupid, but you can charge for it."
Yeah.
That's a good one.
There's a shirt out now I saw. And oh, by the way, I think I have both your numbers out. My phone blew up on Easter Sunday, and they can't do anything with it. I have, pictures and contacts I just can't get to, and I've tried outside vendors. I've tried Verizon. I just can't get it to open up enough to get my picture. So or anything. So I do have both your numbers. Thank you for doing that.
Okay. You don't have it on the cloud? You got to get a cloud account.
Well, we thought we did. I did, but they can't. For some reason, they can't do anything. I don't know. It's just
Wow.
frustrating. So
Okay. All right. Well, I gotta go. I'm tired.
I'm on East Coast time. I'm dragging. It's already 11
Yeah.
o'clock there.
I'm gonna pop out of here too. It's been a long day. So, oh,
Night, guys.
good news though is the Art Fest is gonna go all the way from Basic all the way down to Pacific. So right in front of the
Right.
gallery on Water Street.
Oh, nice. So it's gonna go
Yeah.
down on our street, actually. So I mean, we're right in front of the gallery.
Yep. We're gonna be right in the middle of it. The whole
Nice.
thing. So
What's the dates on that?
it's May 8th.
Okay, Mother's Day weekend. Okay, good. I was at the mixer last night for the Water Street District thing. It was at the Pacific Diner, and it was pretty nice. There was a lot of people there. There was like 30 some people there last night.
Yeah, they probably had a good turnout.
It was very good. And the pizza place that we went to before, Eric, they had their pizza there. It was actually better this time.
Somebody was saying that today too. They said they had good pizza there. I was like, huh? Okay.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I didn't know it was the same place.
You got a new
Yeah.
chef.
What was
Yeah.
what Gina?
He's 17.
Yeah.
Instead of 16.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, he grew up a year. Yeah, it's right. All right. I'll talk to you guys this weekend or some soon.
All right.
See you later.
All right.
Good seeing you
Bye.
both. Have a good night.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.